I'm Sid Vanderpool, and I've been covering NAMM for almost 15 years now. It's year 2013, and it's the largest NAMM ever, with over 90,000 people in attendance, and there happens to be booths everywhere that have DJ gear. It's time to go inside, and we're going to see exactly what the new gear is for DJs from around the world, everything from producer all the way through mobile and club. Let's go in. I'm standing here at the Mixware booth with Laurent, and we're going to go over a couple of products that they brought to the U.S. I guess Mixware is the distributor for all of these products, right?
That's right, yeah. We distribute UDG, DeckSaver, Magma, Reloop, Electix, and Monkey Banana. Yeah.
So we have UDG right over here, which is a case company.
That's right, yeah. UDG makes high-quality bags and cases, record bags, controller cases. And right now we've got 4 new models this year, which include the Machine Micro hard case that you can see here on display. And this one actually comes in 2 colors, so we've got the black or the silver. We also have Novation Launchpad case. And right up here, RMX 1000 hard case. And lastly, right in this corner over here, a brand new cartridge case. Holds 4 cartridges. All these cases are made of DuraShock EVA material, all padded with custom foam to fit the hardware perfectly. Well, basically, right over here we've got the Electix tweaker. The tweaker is a MIDI controller. It's a fully customizable MIDI controller. We've included Tractor LE bundled with it, with overlay, and as well as mappings for Tractor Pro, for Ableton Live, that also includes an overlay, and for Serato Scratch Live. So really this controller is highly versatile, pretty much can work with any piece of MIDI software. We've included a controller editor, so you can make the full make the most out of it, and really fully configure it to your own use. So over here is the Reloop Terminal Mix 2. This is our latest Serato DJ controller. It includes DJ Intro in the box, and is also compatible with the full version of DJ, as well as Serato Video. Right here we are running the full version of DJ. So as you can see, you can use 2 decks or 4 decks on the controller. You've got buttons for decks 3 and 4 over here. So even though it's a compact 2-channel controller, you can control all 4 decks with it. You've got a tracks encoder over here to let you browse through your library, load decks. You've got a filter on each channel, so independent filter, full EQs. Independent sampler volume. That's really handy when you're triggering samples. You can actually raise and lower the volume independently. You've got your hot cues, effects, loops, really sensitive jog wheels, full Serato response, really. And yeah, the jog wheels are aluminum, large size, so you can really, you know, go to town with them.
Well, we've moved over to the Numark booth, where I'm talking with Chris from Numark about the new NS7 II. Tell us a little bit about this, Chris.
So this is the NS7 II. This is the latest, or the next generation, essentially, of the NS7. And what we've done with this is we've basically built upon the predecessor. So the predecessor had the high torque motorized platters, so you could, with slip control, so you could adjust everything on there. You have your high resolution faders. You have your strip search and things like that. But some of the big things that are different about this particular model over its predecessor, pretty obvious right down the middle here. We've gone to 4 channels. So it has a full-fledged 4-channel mixer with meters on each of the channels. It has inputs in the back for each of those 4 channels, with an additional microphone that can be assigned to any one of these particular channels. There's also a microphone on the front here with a combo connection jack. So if you need to plug in a microphone or something like that as a DJ, this goes straight out through your system. You don't have to worry about the mixer in the middle of all that stuff, so it's a completely separate DJ mic for that. As you move on up here, you're going to notice that we added filters to the NS7 II. So the filter section here also comes with an additional bonus where all the knobs are capacitive touch. So what that means is when I touch the top of the knob, I can get some kind of response from the software. So when you have it set up with a filter, If you activate the capacitive touch aspect of this, let's say you go to a certain you take your filter pass down low, you could add a gate to it or something like that, or do a combination of different things. So we have a lot of really cool plans for where this is going to go when this comes out later on this year. So we have the filter knobs. We also have the EQ section here, which also has capacitive touch on it. By touching any of these, you could kill the frequency areas. So now you have your kills added back into a DJ controller. Same thing true on the gain for things like transform. So you remember the old style mixers where you could have the toggles or whatever to transform? Well, you could do that just by touching the cap here. Moving on up here, you'll find the effects section assignable to each one of the channels. And so the effects section has been expanded upon the predecessors because of Serato's expanded capability inside Serato DJ. You have now 3 parameters to control per effect, or you have 3 effects that you can control the parameters of. On top of that, these are also capacitive touch, very similar to our MPC. In fact, we're pulling a lot of this from our Kai technology and bringing it to the DJ market. So you're going to see that the capacitive touch filter or capacitive touch effects can be done, also be used to do very creative types of effects. Maybe it's an instant trigger of a certain parameter or things like that that go on inside your software. Of course, we do have the BPM meter here, which I like to use because I personally am not a big fan myself, even of always using the sync button, though it's very useful. I like doing the manual thing and seeing it, boom, light up, and it's a very quick way to find out where your center is. Of course, all your crate and history and all that kind of stuff can be controlled from up here. As we move around the decks, you're going to notice that we've, in addition to the effects, we've taken the strip search, kept it up in the corner where we think it belongs. We took the controls, we took the feedback from the NS6, so now you can see the position of the track also that you're in, so you can see the progress of each individual track as you're going through it. So strip search is up here in the corner. As you move around, you'll see the beat grid section that we originally had down here in the NS. We moved it back over here in the NS7 too. So you have all your beat grid controls. Your motor controls are next, where you have you can start and stop time, reverse, motor off, and then of course your pitch range right here. So it's very logical, the layout of things that are going on. There is a shift function here, by the way, so many of these functions can be used in conjunction with the shift to get other alternative things going on. If you take a look at the motorized platters, right underneath the motorized platters we have direct select. When you're working with a machine this size, having a little toggle that toggles back and forth is really, it's hard to remember what deck you're on. With this, it's real quick and easy. You're going to have the deck light lit up that you're on, but also if you want to select the alternative deck, it's just a matter of hitting it. So at that point, it's muscle memory. It's completely muscle memory, and you don't have to think anymore about what deck you want to be on. You just hit the one you want and then go. And then moving up here to the left side, you're going to see that we have hotkeys up here. Now, these are hotkeys that are in addition, are additional controls to the hotkeys that you're going to find here on the MPC pads. These are genuine MPC pads that are built into the NS7 II. We have the technology, so we're putting it in here. And the MPC pads are used to control cues. So you'll have 8 cues here when you're using the pads that are mirrored up here, but you always, of course, have access to the cues because we think that's really super important. In addition to the cues, we have our looping functions, which can be automatic in one mode, but also manual in a different mode, because we think those are 2 separate ideas, 2 separate functions. Again, you're going to be able to work between those different things and do what you need to do when you need to do it. The sampler is built into it, and the slicer also is built into this. So all the features that you're going to find inside Serato DJ right now, plus a few extra bonuses, you're going to find when this comes out later on this year. We have the laptop stand that's fully integrated. On the back side, we have XLR. We have we have both balanced and unbalanced outputs. Of course, we have a booth output. In addition, of course, to, like I said, the inputs that are on the back there too. On the front side, you have your headphone control with your split cue. Of course, that's a Numark function, so we have to have our split cue. You have your mini and your 1/4 inch. With, of course, volume and blend controls. And in the center here, you're going to find all your crossfader controls. So if you're a crab scratcher or whatever, you can have really tight scratch. Or if you're just a club mixer or whatever, you go to the left and you have your standard crossfade flow. And then, of course, assignable to each one of these channels. And you can also unassign the crossfader. So if you're a guy that doesn't use a crossfader, no problem. Just set it up in the middle and away you go. Use your faders.
It's the Numark Orbit. This is a portable controller unit.
Yep, this is completely, in fact, let me unplug it here. It's completely wireless. That was just being used to charge it right now, by the way. That's how you charge it. It has an 8-hour battery life on it. This is the world's first wireless DJ controller. It's designed, it's a standard MIDI controller, but it's designed specifically for use with anything that you have that's MIDI. For instance, if you have software that's MIDI controllable, like most software is today, like Tractor, or Serato, or Virtual DJ, or Mix5, or any of the other softwares out there that use MIDI, you can assign this to work with that. It also works with your lighting controls. So you could go out on the dance floor, control your lighting with it. You could use it for your video controls, or for your visuals, or whatever it is, and control things like Grand VJ with this. So you have a lot of different flexibility and options for use with the Orbit. Now the Orbit has on it, essentially, it's got these accelerometers built into it for really cool stuff. So those are a couple of parameters right there with the accelerometers. But you also have 4 banks that are separate channels of 16 pads. So essentially you have 16 pads to control with RGBs that can be either controlled from the software or you can hard assign them yourself. You also have 16 parameters for your wheel. So each one of the banks has 4 parameters for the wheel. In this case, if I'm on one and I'm right here, I'm controlling the volume right there in the software. So why don't we do this? We're going to start playing a track. All right. Right now somebody's put it into a loop. I just released the loop right there because these buttons were assigned for looping functions where these have been assigned to hotkeys. So as you can see, I'm controlling the hotkeys. And that's basically what we've done is on bank 1 for the show here, we mapped up bank 1 to be all the transport controls and things like that. Bank 3 is effects. And with effects, this is where it gets a whole lot of fun and really interesting. By the way, this is a 2.4 gig solution, so your range on it's like a football field. You go out in the arena, you go crowd surfing or anything like that with it, like the modern electronic dance music DJs are doing. You take and you plug in a receiver that's right here, and it's not Bluetooth, it's not communicating with the computer, it's communicating right here, which makes it, first of all, it makes it a very fast connection. There's no latency involved in this. And it also means that it looks like there's no drivers or anything else like that. It just looks like the other end of the USB cable. The battery life is 8 hours. It goes into standby mode. It could last for 24 hours. And if the battery should die after 8 hours of continuous use, which means you're doing a heck of a lot of DJing at that point, just plug it in. It's seamless. It looks like the USB cable becomes essentially your MIDI cable. And just seamless, just like any other controller. Anyway, so on to the effects, the fun stuff here. So we're on deck number 3 we're on bank number 3, which is deck number 1. So this is the accelerometer, but I haven't pushed the button yet. When I push the button, I'm going to activate the filter. So as you can see on the screen up here, you can see I'm actually moving the filter inside Tracker. And if I shake it, I can create some very cool effects. On the left side, we actually have the beat mapped up. And I can actually do button combinations. Also with the effects. All my different effects are mapped up in here. In fact, let's go back and start with the volume a little bit so you can hear all these different things. That's the Orbit, world's first wireless DJ MIDI controller with accelerometers built right in.
Very cool.
Oh, you know what?
One more.
Okay, let's go a little bit more here. So on the back side, we have this mount back here, and that allows you to basically, you can do this. You can strap it to your wrist. You go out there and just wear it like a watch or whatever. You can do it a little Flavor Flav thing. We have the loops here, so you can hang it from your neck, like so. So you can walk out on stage with this. And, you know, our perspective is this, that DJs, you know, you're standing back here, are you really trying to hide from your crowd, or you want to interact with your crowd? What better way to interact with your crowd than to have this kind of control and be able to go out there? And of course, the wow factor too. People are kind of like, what's that? What's that? So, and Sid, how much do you think this is?
$99.
Ah, you know my secret. Yes, $99. $99 for the Orbit, and available this spring.
Well, we moved over to the Pioneer booth where we've got DJ Baby Chino. Hey, how are you doing there?
Good, I'm good. How you guys doing?
So what's the coolest thing you've seen here?
Actually, this right here, the DDJ SX. Has the hot cues, your rolls, your slicers, and your samplers.
So what type of parties do you DJ for?
I DJ for anything. I do birthday parties, I do clubs, I do pretty much anything.
So the kids at school really think you're cool because you're a DJ, right?
Yeah, I homeschool, so.
You homeschool?
Yeah.
Ah.
I'm on the road 200 days out the year.
Wow.
Yeah.
So you got a girlfriend?
No, sir.
Not yet?
Nope.
You want a girlfriend?
No, they're too much trouble.
Yeah. Well, I tell you what, it's good to see you, good to meet you.
Thank you.
I'm here with DJ Mark from Pioneer, and we are looking at this lovely piece of gear here. It is the Platinum Edition. Tell us a little bit about this.
All right, well, this is the CDJ 2000 Nexus, DJM 900 Nexus Limited Platinum Edition. There's only 2,000 sets that are going to be made available in the entire world. As you can see, it's a gorgeous metallic silver finish with a mirror chrome faceplate. So it looks amazing in a club or in a low light environment. The lighting effects are going to bounce off this thing. It's going to look amazing. Also, the RMX 1000 is available in platinum as well, and we're making 2,000 of those as well. And now on the rear, if we can get a shot of that afterwards, on the rear there is a placard which will give you a limited edition serial number on each of the units. So it's something really cool. It's super limited. Obviously, only 2,000 systems going to be made. Not a lot of people are going to have them.
And what's the street price on something like this?
I think they're advertised around $8,500 for the system because they're only sold as a system. The RMX 1000s will be sold separately, but the system.
And Mark's going to show us a few features from this.
All right, as you said, this is the DDJ SX, brand new from Pioneer. Was released in late November of 2012. This is our dedicated newest Serato controller. It works with Serato DJ software. This thing literally does everything. If you're familiar with the CDJ layout, then it automatically is going to become familiar to you, as well as the DJM mixers. You really have an entire fully functional standalone DJ mixer built right into this unit. It has 4 inputs, so you can actually plug in different sources, CDJs, turntables, even your iPod if you, for a backup unit. They run fully independent of the controller section. As you can see here, there's a separate sampler volume for your 8 sample pads down here, as well as hot cues, rolls, a slicer feature, onboard effects, a needle search, obviously your touch-sensitive jog dial, 4-deck mixing. This thing literally does everything that you would need it to do. Looping, auto-looping, loop shifting, you can loop slicing. Literally, it does everything any DJ is going to need. It's got sensor switches, beat grid adjustments. It's a fully featured unit at an amazing price. It's entering the market at $999, so it's an awesome deal. It's fully, like I said, it's fully featured. It's got XLR master outputs, and it's got 1/4-inch balanced booth outputs for a booth monitor as well. Crossfader curve adjustments right here on the front. So again, this is it's a fully featured controller at a fantastic price.